I'd like to call the meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission to order. Could we have roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioner Frederick,
Here.
Commissioner Lee, Commissioner Lawfer,
Here.
Commissioner Malone,
Here.
Commissioner Teeter,
Here.
Vice Chair Bites,
Here.
and Chair Dory.
Here.
Thank you.
Approval of the minutes.
I move approval of the minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstains? Any noes? All right, thank you.
Okay. Are there any presentations for this evening? Are there any oral requests? Any unfinished business? Okay, new business, our pumpkin carving contest. And I would like to announce the winners are Julia and James. So yep. Our very first contest in
Good work.
Good job.
Nice job.
Okay, community events.
All right, so in the report I provided, I did do the events November through December that's going on because there's a few things at the beginning of December. The Friends of the Heritage Theater is working with the Campbell Union School District to have their middle schools produce their seasonal show at the theater. So the first one is from Rolling Hills Middle School, and they'll be presenting Alice in Wonderland's Junior at the Heritage Theater. So it's a children's performance, which will be very cool for the families. We have a history happy hour coming up along with the kids' night. Photos with Santa will be coming just after Thanksgiving. We are also partnering with the West Coast Theater Arts again with the Adult Center, and they'll be providing Mary Poppins Jr. the musical on Monday, December 1st in the banquet hall. So it's a free event, kind of geared towards our adult population through the Adult Center, but it is open to everybody. We again will have story time with Santa, Carol Light celebration with the Downtown Campbell Business Association. Recreation will be there and have activities for the kids to engage in theater and museum. We have an Elvis Fun Shop for parents so they can get some shopping done and some wrapping. So that'll be on a Saturday. And then the Ainsley House Teas and Tours that's done through the Museum Foundation, those sold out almost immediately. So they're happening, but they are sold out. And then a season show with the Heritage Theater Tower of Power. That one's close to selling out. And then the Ainsley House does holiday open houses for the decorations at the Ainsley House. There's 2 evening events. One's Thursday, December 18th, and the other Sunday, December 21st. If you have not been to the Ainsley House in the holiday season in the evening, I highly recommend seeing it with all the lights. It's a different view than it is during the day with the tours. So yeah, and so that concludes my report for upcoming community events. Any questions?
Thank you. Are there any comments?
I have a question. What is kids' night at the community center?
So Kids Night at the Community Center is just a free thing, not free. It's a activity that we offer for parents to go out and have dinner without bringing the kids along. So it's, the kids can stay, they do pizza and activities and hang out with like camp leaders who work for us in the summertime. But it's an opportunity for parents who want, you could, instead of doing a babysitter, they get to go play with other kids.
Yeah.
For the time. So,
Yeah. Lovely idea.
So we have we don't have a whole lot for the December meeting. So we put this on the agenda to discuss whether or not the commission wanted to have it. The commissioners' dinner is on Monday, the 1st, and then the meeting would be on the 3rd. So we don't have, at this time, we don't have any meter muster for the December agenda. So there wasn't much going on that we were recommending that you potentially cancel this meeting. And then we would keep the January 7th meeting as is, just after the new year.
Are there any comments?
I move canceling the December Parks and Rec meeting.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstains? Thank you.
Bless you. Okay, we're on to committee reports, the Parks and Creeks, Parks and Sharon.
Sorry. Which Natasha will tell you was incredible. I mean, the turnout was just phenomenal. It was wonderful to see. The kids were all excited about running. The adults were excited. It was very well attended. I was really pleased to see that. That was the only park that I got to during these last couple of weeks or so. Any of my other committee members able to hit some of the parks?
I went to the new walkway, because we quite often walk from home to the prune yard, so it's a nice new way to get there. Trail looks fantastic. I don't want to become the sign suggestion guy, but it would be nice to have wayfinding sign facing the prune yard. So there's a sign at the entrance to the prune yard that says Campbell Avenue, and then there's a sign that says Los Gatos Creek Trail at Campbell Avenue. And you could use the backside of the post for a sign that faced the prune yard and just said Campbell Avenue, Los Gatos Creek Trail. It's also a little confusing. There's a little sign that says Creekside Trail that looks like maybe it's a prune yard sign or something. That doesn't make sense to me because it's the Los Gatos Creek Trail. Do you know, do you know if that was a city sign or a? Yeah, okay. It's like just like a little cute sign lower down, kind of inside the prune yard a little bit.
Don't know
Yeah.
if it was us or, but
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to take.
So, I mean, that would be better off saying Los Gatos Creek Trail, because I don't think there's a trail called the Creekside Trail. Yeah, but the trail looks great, and I think it's a nice addition to the access to Prune Yard and Campbell and Creek Trail.
Some people out of the parking lot where it gets pretty
Yeah.
dangerous in the parking lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I noticed the same thing. The trail looks great. The connection looks really good, but the signage is just a little small in some areas. But I did see that where it was kind of facing the wrong way.
Yeah, I mean, the two primary things, like on Campbell Avenue, they're like big street signs almost. So those are great. Yeah.
Just the other
Yeah.
side.
You're talking about the end where it comes into a T down at the end of where Los Gatos Trail and then the spur comes off of it.
Not on the creek trail. That would actually be a good place for wayfinding too, just to have like a prune yard sign maybe there. Yeah, but I wasn't thinking about that place. Where I was talking about is there's a new sign that says, it's facing the trail, says Campbell Avenue. And then, but if you're on the other side, if you're coming from the prune yard, there's no direction to say,
Oh,
go to the right to go to Los Gatos Creek Trail or to the left to Campbell Avenue. Sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it looks great.
Thank
I've visited the parks a few times, coaching soccer right now. John D. Morgan, we practice there on a weekly basis. It seems like the fields, since the last time I was at the meeting, took a hit as far as, I don't know if something is digging up the grass. This was probably a month or two ago.
And this was at JDM.
JDM,
Yeah.
yeah, so in the soccer bowl area, there are grubs there, which
Grubs.
my players found very quickly and distracted us from playing soccer, but just pieces of it. It seems to be doing a little better the past few weeks. But it definitely is clear that there was some damage there.
So, yeah, we found out probably in the last month and a half, JDM, we had a lot of areas where the grass would be dry and dead.
Yeah.
And we were finding out those were the areas that were either, there were crows, raccoons, anything that could get it. And we dug up a little bit and there was a lot of grubs. So we found out if we use, it's almost like a fertilizer, it's called Merrick. We add that to the soil, it's supposed to take care of the grubs.
Yeah.
And get rid of them. But obviously, I need to have you counselor take a look at that again. Obviously, it may not be working as well as.
So I think that I bring this up now just because it's been 2 months since I've been back here. So it seems like it has gotten better, but there's still bare patches and there's still areas. And I have the same issue at our house with our grass.
Yep.
The raccoons come and
Sure.
cut it open and peel it back.
And just as something we've done at home is we have dead crows that my husband bought that are big, and we hung them in the trees. And since we've done that,
Wow,
they stay away from our house. We have to move them about every 2 weeks,
that's cheaper
but
than
it
what we
has
do.
made a huge difference. They're just
And
dead
they only
crows.
Put those in those areas where we're having.
Problems, yeah.
That's cheaper than what we do. We go to Summer Winds and buy nematodes, and they're not
Oh, yeah.
cheap packages. And then my husband sprays it into the grass, and that kills the grubs.
What is it called?
Nematodes from Summer Winds. You might want to check it out. We've used it for the last couple of years, and the raccoons stopped coming to rip up our lawn.
Okay.
But I like your dead crows. That sounds a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
We might get some calls on that, though.
They were about $10.
Maybe it would have worked during Halloween.
Yeah, thank you for, yes.
I've been to JD Morgan a couple of times just in the last few days. And the grass looks a lot better.
Oh, good.
A lot of the holes are filled in. They had some that were small, looked like someone dug it out. That's correcting it too.
Oh, nice.
That water thing that I complained about, the water down the one end is working. So it was fixed, I presume. And well, I do have a question. Do you have a better idea when the construction is going to go in?
At JDM at the other end, I do not have an exact date for you. To be honest with you, I know a good portion of the work probably will not start because I think a lot of the work, they're gonna actually build the restroom first, prefab it and everything. And then once that is almost done, then they'll start the work of that site, demoing the old bathrooms.
There's a
Expanding.
lot of people there. And it's gonna be really, if it's closed down, parking lot especially is
Well,
gonna
no, I
be a
think.
nightmare.
I think what's gonna happen though, in the parking lot is, my understanding, is that while this is going on, the whole parking lot will not be closed down. It's just gonna be a certain sections where they're gonna expand handicap stall parking. So they're not gonna take the whole parking lot. They'll take maybe a little portion of it for kind of a stockpile area for their construction work. And then they'll probably fence in that whole area where the bathroom's at, or construction fencing, like they did around the library and the PD to keep people out of there. But the plan is my understanding not to take the whole parking lot away when that construction work is going on. We'll probably have to do a few temporary handicap stalls, which will be working on those and the new ones. So my understanding is the parking lot will not be 100% taken away. We'll still have quite a bit of parking lot still at park.
It's a high demand park though, and I will tell you, I've been to the parking lot and the whole thing's been filled up.
Oh, yeah.
Will we see that phasing
I'm sure as things get closer, Amy's staff will definitely have something that I can bring to Percy and say, this is the schedule that they're proposing and how the phasing's been.
I made a
Yeah.
note for possibly for January, depending on where they're at, if that's the right time. So we'll see if we could get it back on for you guys, just get an update on the project.
I also, sorry, bringing up the kind of the damages to the JDM grass there too. There's also damage that we've seen, and I've seen this firsthand, and I know every meeting I've been to, this has come up at some point, is the electric vehicles, the EV, like bikes, scooters, and whatever else. And I've seen it, and most of the time it's just somebody going too fast on the grass and doing whatever. But the past month, I've seen different groups of kids with these electric
Oh.
bikes that are essentially dirt bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Jumping, like one of the mount, like so, the depression where the bowl,
Oh, the
where they play
crater.
soccer, yeah, the
Yeah.
crater. They go down it and up the other side and then jump like 15, 20 feet.
Oh, jeez.
And we have kids running around and stuff like that. I mean, obviously there's no way.
No, when that happens, if you can call non-emergency, which is 866-2101, and report it, that they're actively like on the turf with
Yeah.
motorized.
And PD hopefully will
Yeah.
come out and respond. Because that's what we've been told too, is that if you see anything like that, and we've been asked, PD, can you maybe do a couple extra patrols going through that area there?
Yeah, no, I mean, not
Any
only is it tearing up
descri-
the grass, but
Yeah.
it's.
But even just a description of what they look like, because there's a lot of cameras, and if they pick them up on other like camera lights or something, then they can,
They can find them.
yeah, help find the kids. So,
Can I add one other piece to that?
sure.
As the city goes through and refines some of its rules around bicycles and safety and all of that on the streets, I would really invite a look at that same strategy, maybe from that sound, but in the parks too, because it is the same issue a lot. Either when they come out and go on the street or when they're in the park, they don't pay as much attention as you think they do.
And I know the frustrating part too is we do post signs, but unless we're able to really, and it's hard to have our police officers at a park
Yeah.
constantly to watch for bicyclists, but it really makes it hard. A lot of younger kids, they just don't pay attention to the signs. It's pertain to me.
Yeah, that's why tying it to the streets and saying this one rule applies to parks too, so there can be an education tool for people, for
But,
parents
I
and
mean,
stuff.
what rule would you? Because it's not like you can have an e-bike, right? But that has a limited speed. But
Not
that,
much,
huh?
not much.
Well, no, but
They're
that,
going a lot faster than you think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There's different levels.
yeah. So, I mean, so there's like a legal definition of e-bikes, and there are also motorized bicycles,
On
which
there,
which
too.
which is where you'll just see a throttle and someone going like
Even the
30.
bikes, if
but-
you got a 16-year-old on a bike, you can be going very, very fast. And because you're on that one walkway, there's no way to know they're coming hardly when they're behind you. And they go all over the place. And so they go this way and so it's a risky for a lot of people that.
Oh yeah, no, I can't envision a law that you would do that would apply to this
I
street
don't think
into the park.
I'm not asking law.
Oh,
I'm asking interpretation. If it's decided a rule around, like on sidewalks, that applies, you should pay attention in this way.
no.
That same ruling or suggestion should be part of the park layout too. At least to the extent it's appropriate.
Los Gatos Creek Trail does have, you'll notice 15, stayed on a 15 miles an hour, but most people aren't. There's a lot of good people that have the e-bikes. They are going at a safe speed. It's just when you have the other ones that are a little out of control. And some of these, even the bicyclists are going sometimes a lot faster.
Kids.
And then Tasha, the number was 866?
2101.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it'll take you into dispatch, and they will put you on hold in the event that they're dealing with something else. However, just give them your name, let them know your location, what you're seeing, and just say if an officer is available to come out, it would be helpful so that no one gets hurt.
Thank you.
Sorry, other item I wanted to bring up was the community center, just the field there. So the field of the community center is, heavily used now because of soccer. Do you guys, I guess, address that later, beginning of next year? What's the process? Because I know at least the grass gets torn up at the goal mouths, right? Because you have goalies there, have the face-off circle. I was just curious what the plan is for. going
So
into
we
next
did
year.
like a 5-month rest period, I feel like, because we didn't do any spring
last-
soccer. And so it's hard because the groups want to use the turf. And so I know we did that kind of refresh and trying to regenerate some growth.
Mhm.
But, a new season and it can go right back,
No,
so.
it looked great at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know how you maintain that. like,
You,
without
you don't when you
daily-
have active soccer groups
Once-
playing, so.
Once this, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying it's an ongoing battle. So we do have closure times where it gives the park staff an opportunity to reseed and kind of aerate and do all the things that they need to. And then we do have our wet field policy. So when it's, we have that where we'll close the fields so that we don't do extensive damage to the turf.
And you'll notice, well, the fields look nice now because they were just recently, had the, fertilized, aerified, the, God, I can't say it in my mind, all treatment done to it, so, that's why they look so good. But we'll have to do the same thing, Natasha, and once they're done,
Yeah.
with all their sports activities, so we'll have to go back in and rejuvenate the, turf and then reseed it again for all the bare spots.
I wanted to add to the fun run, just that Lauren did a fantastic job with the new layout as far as checking in for bibs. And it was great and had a good time. And I told her when I was there that if she contacts me, I'll come back and help again.
You're on the packet pickup.
Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna be to recreation, Charlotte.
Oops, thank you. One of these. Frank and I attended the multimodal transportation plan virtual workshop. Because we're interested in this whole idea of pedestrian and bicycle safety related to our community center and our parks. So that was interesting. They are just sort of in the phase of talking about the data that they're gathering, the consultant group. And we did get a chance to put in a couple of 2 cents worth, and Frank brought up the idea of paying attention to our parks as a priority area for pedestrian and bicycle safety. And I asked if they were doing any pedestrian audits. And because they've done bicycle audits of, safety, you do look at an area and decide, where are the obstacles and where's the safety issues. And they had not and didn't seem like they were planning to. So that was just an interesting thing for us. Then I talked with Natasha recently. Are you going to bring that? And she has an idea for how we might address this differently and get more active with the multimodal transportation plans. So you're going to talk about that later?
I can
Yeah.
just pipe in. So historically with the Park and Recreation Commission, the subcommittees have never collectively met outside of the actual meetings. And so I just learned recently that when we do meet, we need to post them. And so I know the Recreation Committee has been doing that. And then we were also kind of trying to figure out how the Park and Rec Commission works with the BPAC and what the right thing is. And so at our exec team, we kind of discuss a better option for that would be next year when we're resetting what the goals and things like that are, that we create an ad hoc subcommittee that would just be for the multimodal plan. So people who are interested to participate under that ad hoc committee and go to all the multimodal stuff, and then you would be reporting back and to the group about what was going on, and then any concerns the Park and Rec Commission is coming up with, and it's your opportunity to share with that ad hoc committee that brings back to the multimodal thing. And so that would just be for the life of the multimodal plan until it's done. So lessons learned how we're operating. Like I said, they haven't been as overly active and engaged with with the subcommittees before, so it was all kind of new. So yeah, that's where we're gonna go for next year.
Good. Great, thank you. So for the Recreation Subcommittee, that's our full report. I did want to tag on from our Edith Morley visit. I had one idea for, I guess, the parks, from the parks subcommittee. And that is adding a sign for Edith Morley at Union in McGlinchey. I don't know who's responsible for that. But there's a sign closer to the park, but that Union McGlinchey intersection is where most people are gonna be traveling, is along Union. And if there were something that pointed toward Edith Morley Park, I think that would be nice. It's also a way of just advertising our parks and that we value our parks.
And if you're gonna do that, I'd do it from the other way too.
Coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming and going on Union.
Cause that's the way I always
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that intersection is
Yeah.
the intersection I assume everybody would use to get to that park.
Yeah, because there's good signing for Campbell Technology Park, right? The-
Yes.
The business
Yeah.
district.
Yes.
But yeah, that's good comment.
Different hair.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's it.
I'm curious about, I have a question, just out of curiosity. Across the street from the Edith Morley Park, that, I think it's a tech section, that whole complex is fenced off for traffic. And it's almost as big as the park is on the side of the street there. Any idea why it is? What are they doing?
You mean
The
around
parking?
around the buildings?
It's around the whole parking lot, from down in where you do the turnaround.
Yeah.
All the way almost up to the end of the street there. It's a big fence, everything's closed off.
I have not.
just
been
curious.
Down in the last probably week and a half, by even more, but I'll take a drive by. there
Isn't that project for housing?
Unless, well, I know
Isn't
they have
that
the housing
housing
project
project?
across, but
So they might have fenced
they
it
may have
already.
had the construction fence already going up.
Well, there's buildings in there, it's part of the tech building.
It's been sold, is my understanding, or,
Oh,
but it'll all be
so the whole
housing.
complex is vacant?
My understanding is that area is rezoned or sold for housing.
For housing,
Yeah.
condos,
So they're gonna tear the stuff down then probably.
gonna be quite a few units across the street, that's my understanding.
Yeah, that'll be good for the park. I mean,
Yeah, it'll make it
like
busy.
more kids, and, yeah.
Okay, the community building. We had the Halloween event and we were out there passing out all kinds of flyers. And I don't think we had very many applicants for our pumpkin carving contest, but I'm glad we had at least one. So that's all I have to report on that. Anybody else?
We also, or at least I talked to people about the Parks and Rec Commission and what we do and openings coming up. So there was, trying to just kind of spread the
Yeah.
word and let, citizens understand.
As
what
did
we
I,
do.
but I was walking around and everybody seemed so interested,
They
you
did,
hand-
yeah.
and you told them all about it.
Yeah.
It's easy, you just carve your pumpkin, hand it off. So anyway,
I appreciated the opportunity to comment on the multimodal plan, particularly that finding that there was 4 other people that were irritated on Tuesdays when there were garbage cans on Campbell Avenue. So I added my like to that. Because it's possible to put it on the curb rather than in the street, which it blocks the whole thing. But it was just interesting to see that there are at least some trends that are popping up there that can be seen through the multimodal survey.
Yeah, I also saw a lot of support for the trail. And I forgot what the Santa Tomas Trail. And a lot of people were saying that it's just students going up and down San Thomas Aquino. They're biking all over the place and people are driving really fast. And so like a solution would be to have a trail that connects the schools. So just
Yeah, no, and to John D. I mean, so, because it brings you all the way out to Virginia, if you fully developed it. I think the web plan page just talks about ending it shorter than that, but that could be an asset for schools, for getting to parks. So yeah, definitely high priority in the multimodal planning.
so I know Natasha was here when we had discussed that, and believe it or not, there were people, no seats, standing room only.
I went as a citizen to the council meeting.
Oh,
And I was the first out of like 10 speakers to speak in favor of the trail. I
Yes.
think there ended up being 2 other people, but I think that's like finding the community that supports the trail and then hearing from the neighbors and then, making a balanced decision.
yep. So good luck with that.
I think the harder part is that it crosses other jurisdictions. And so the development and the funding and the maintenance was something that hadn't been worked out. So that was also a component that stalled, has kind of put a pin in that project.
Okay, well, any other community building information? Okay, parks, staff reports. Mr. Terramino.
Good evening. We already talked a little bit about turf renovation, but just wanted to let everyone, the turf renovation at all the parks, the community center is all completed now. Verification, fertilization, the gypsum is added. That's the one thing that slipped my mind there from it. So the gypsum is mainly added to after you fertilize, because the gypsum is almost like a fertilizer too. It gets into the soil, and when you do irrigate it or rains, it really helps lock in that moisture. It doesn't let it evaporate as quickly, so it locks it into the soil. So you're kind of getting your best bang for your buck out of every drop of water that gets into that soil. So those are all done. That's why the turf right now looks really green, and it's growing quite fast. A lot of nitrogen and the fertilizers that we're using, so things are just really taking off in green. So we'll stay on top of it, go from there. Wanted to talk a little bit about the water features and irrigation. Water features at all the parks have been shut down as of October 17th. Still had people calling, hey, what about the water feature? And it's already been pretty cold outside. So, but those are all shut down. So shut down on the 17th of October. Also, irrigation has been turned way down. Some areas, some parks are off completely. We found out that just irrigating even once a week, stuff is staying really saturated. So a lot of those have been turned off. All of our medians are off right now. So we're kind of that time of year where we're really scaled way back on the irrigation. Part of it. Get a little rain here and there. So we're trying to conserve a little water here, because utility bill water is just, it's a humongous amount of money every year. Irrigate all the parks. Want to talk a little bit about the gardens. I know we walked those, and you carefully kind of went through those and kind of seen that. Talking to Becca a little bit, she's working right now. It's that time of year where she's getting in the applications for people that want to go ahead and reserve plots for them. We have some people that are kind of expiring out on their lease. But at this time, we're just kind of reaching out, because right now we have, as you've seen, we have 10 to 12 empty plots out there right now that nobody's in. And we have 0 on the waiting list.
Oh.
So we're really kind of trying to reach out. We're going to try. Yeah, so we're talking to Becca today. We're going to try to put something on our city website, encouraging people to go ahead, and if they, there is space open, and to kind of go ahead to come on out and have a plot for some vegetables, flowers, whatever they like. Yes.
What about in the newsletter that goes out
Just
from
so you know that
recreation?
I'll get the information.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Great.
because I think it's a great resource that we offer to the city, and should be full, so.
Yep.
And
It
I
used to
didn't
be
know it
full all the
existed.
time, and there was a
Well, there
waiting
used to be.
list,
Yeah, there's
but
a
it's
waiting
just in the last, I don't know if it's been since COVID, it kind of everything, it just kind of tapered off. So hopefully we can get that back up to where it was before. Full. Also at the community gardens, we have, I don't have a firm date yet, but we're gonna have volunteer cleanup. It'll probably be on a Saturday or Sunday. It's be with Bob Carlson. He's healing up right now. He's doing quite well with his hip replacement. So we're looking, you may reach out, so I can reach out to everybody and let them know when that's gonna be. And I'll help volunteer on that. We're just gonna do a cleanup. As you could see, a lot of stuff stacked up against the fence and stuff. We just wanna go through and kind of clean all that up and start off fresh again. So that'll happen in December.
Quick question, are plots open to Campbell residents? City, okay.
Other than that, I believe that's all I have.
Thank you for your report. Natasha?
All right, so last night, City Council approved the construction agreement for the skate park with American Ramp Company, so we're moving forward with that. Thank you to those of you who volunteered at our Oktoberfest fun run. It was great. We had over 700 runners. It was very busy. It was a beautiful day. Our winter spring activity guide is off to the printers. It'll be hitting mailboxes in about 2 weeks, and we'll have our registration in the first part of December. So December 2nd for residents, and then it opens for everyone on the 3rd. The museum has done a soft opening of a new exhibit in the sleeping porch, which is in the upstairs. It sounds like it should be downstairs, but it's really not. It's upstairs. It's been a room that's been closed off. It says staff only, is now open, and it's all with artifacts and items that have been recently donated from Alan Hicks. So the spout house that is opening over here, there's that brick building. He cleaned out a ton of stuff from there. So like lots of just handwritten ledgers and things. And so a lot of just information of the Ainsleys over time. So a lot of that information is on display. It'll be an ongoing display, but it'll be there in the spring when they kind of do a more robust opening for that one. The Ainsley House, like I said, they have their holiday tours that are coming up. So it's getting decorated right now. And so that will open. And the open house events that I mentioned in the community events report and all the holiday teas, they're hosted by the foundation, but are sold out. And then I did share about the Adult Center partnering with the West Coast Theaters. That's on Monday, December 1st from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the Orchard City Banquet Hall. And it's a free musical. The Live Well Campbell initiative for November, the theme is healthy through the holidays. And so this month we're doing a recipe exchange. And so community members can share their favorite healthy recipe by emailing recreation@campbellca.gov. And then we'll share all of them in next month's newsletter. And you can subscribe to our newsletter to get this information, or you can check out the website, which is campbellca.gov/livewell. Reminder, the commissioner dinner is on Monday, December 1st. It'll be at the Orchard City Banquet Hall, so please RSVP to the city clerk by the deadline. And as I mentioned last month, we've partnered with Water Tower Kitchen, so they have a beer of the month. So that will continue into November and December, where 50% of the proceeds from the sales of the beer of the month will go to support the Recreation Youth Scholarship Program. This Saturday, they are also having a Hamilton Avenue Plan meeting, November 8th at the Community Center, and it's from 10 to 11:30 in Q80. So another major artery where they're trying to figure out feasibility of good pedestrian and walking in that area. So if you're interested in what happens over on Hamilton Avenue, I suggest going to that meeting. And then I emailed everybody and needing responses, and I've only gotten one. So the other 6 of you, I need your responses tonight, so I can get those turned in. Yeah. And the other thing is December 4th at 10 a.m. They are having the ribbon cutting for the new trailhead. So that'll be over there if you would like to attend. And before you leave, we need your photos. So now everybody's here and we'll have a group photo of everybody. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Good of the game. We'll start with you.
So I enrolled my 1.5-year-old in the Friday toddler class, and he loves it. He absolutely loves it. It's going really well. It was our first time using Campbell's preschool, and the facilities are excellent, very clean, organized, like so many fun activities for them to do. So just want to share my appreciation for those classes.
Next, Sharon stole my thunder with for the fun run, but I want to dovetail on that and say it was beautifully organized. I did packets on the day of, and it was just great. Um, the people that were there to volunteer and the staff from recreation were so great, so helpful. Nobody got turned away from any question. Everybody wanted to make things work for everybody that came up. Again, really well attended, the ages, and the best part were the families that were running together. It was really cute. And the whole thing, even as a volunteer, was very fun. So well done. Yeah.
I've just, the water's flowing good in the creek and no Chinook salmon yet, but I'm definitely checking it every time I go by on Campbell Avenue. So if you haven't seen them, it's like getting to be the time of the year while they're start coming up the creek and that little, where there's pavement in the creek and it creates a drop off right above Campbell Avenue. And you can look for them there and they jump right up the, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's something to look out for this year.
Continue to take the body conditioning class at the community center. Wonderful, wonderful instruction, easy access to the rooms. We could use a little larger room for 25 people, but we'll take what we can get over there. It's a wonderful program.
I think that just want to, I guess, show my appreciation to parks, everything you're doing out on the grass and this like daily, monthly, recurrence of all these issues. It just seems like a thankless job. I don't get calls when something's wrong. So just want to share my appreciation for all your effort.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'd have to add that too, I think. Between both you and our nurse, there's a lot of good work going on, and I'm very pleased with that.
We'll make sure we share that.
I mean, how many cities have, what do we have, 7 or 8 parks?
I think we have 11.
Oh my gosh. Well, that,
12? Oh, I'm sorry.
Couple of them are pretty tight.
I've lost track. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and we only have 10 full-time employees, so the nice thing is that we have a good group of men that are on the park staff that really take a lot of pride in it, and it makes it nice. They treat it like it's their own front yard that they're taking care of, so it really makes it nice.
It does, it looks good.
So thank you for the positive comment.
And since this is going to be our last meeting, I wanted to thank everyone for their support, and I will be, I guess not terming out, but after 10 years, after 10 years serving on this commission, I'm not going to reapply this time. So I might take a few years off and maybe you'll see my face again, but it has been an utter pleasure. And I'm glad I could finish out my career with the city in doing this. So after, I'm going to say 40 years, I'm going to step back. So thank you very much. Thank you for all your support. And with that,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
close the meeting.
Well, thank you for being chair. It's been great.
Thank
talking
you.
to
Yes.
So good
Yes.
luck to whoever's next, because I think you're going out too, right?
I requested they get an extended. I'm hoping they do that.
Do what?
I'm gonna ask for a